Hi, this is Tara Alexander, founder of Shiro Network, and you're listening to Red Lip Talk Podcast with Spice Divas Kree.
RedLip Diva, the marketing diva.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sheree, aka Ray, here with y'all from Silk Me Kid. Tune in to the Red Lip Talk podcast.
RedLip Diva, the marketing diva.
I'm Shantae. You're tuned in to Red Lip Talk podcast.
RedLip Diva, the marketing diva.
This is Omar Aziz with World's Finest Coffees. Wake up in the morning, get your cup of coffee, go to worldsfinestcoffee.com. I'm tuned into Red Lip Talk Podcast.
RedLip Diva, the marketing diva.
This is Celebrator. Tune in to Red Lip Talk Podcast. Mwah.
RedLip Diva, the marketing diva.
This your girl Mai from Go Fitness. Don't forget to tune in to Red Lip Talk Podcast.
Divas, the marketing diva. RedLip Diva, the marketing diva. Spice Diva. Yo, welcome back to Red Lip Talk Podcast with your girl Spice Divas, the marketing diva. And we are live here at New Orleans Talk Network, and I'm so excited about this episode, as I'm always excited about all the episodes. This is episode 83. Could y'all believe that? Episode 83. We've been doing this 83 episodes. I cannot believe that. And I welcome y'all, all y'all visitors, all y'all viewers, all y'all listeners. We're excited about who we have in the studio on today. We have Mr. Malcolm Armstrong in the studio on today. If you want your credit right, if you have credit problems, if you're trying to get your score up, Malcolm is going to give you the ways to do it. And he also has a special going on. So I want you guys to stay tuned and don't go nowhere after we do these intros on today. A few things I wanted to talk about with the intros. Always, our episode today is brought to you by, I'm going to say 123 Hair Growth. If you didn't tune into our last episode, episode 82, make sure you watch it right now with Dr. Kendra Andrus with the 123 Hair Growth. And it was really, really nice about, the product and what it does for the hair. I use it in a salon. Every time I put it on people's scalp, they're like, ooh. And it actually grows your hair. That's what we're excited about. It grows the hair. And y'all, it's not any oil. The 123 Hair Growth is actually an organic oil. An organic oil. That's what's the niche and that's what's different. And it's derived by a herbalist. So it's not like the ordinary oils that's on the market on today. So I want you to go and view that actual episode. Don't forget, we're always booking at Spice Divas Beauty Bar. You always book. We have some amazing stylists there at Spice Divas Beauty Bar. I failed to mention them on last episode, but I want to do it on today. Make sure you book with Babs Deja at Spice Divas Beauty Bar to get your mink lashes, so you can always be lashed up. It's Babs again, Deja. Make sure you book with her. Make sure you book with TD, Claw by TD. That's our nail technician in Spice Divas Beauty Bar, and she's banging those nails out. So we want y'all to definitely book with her, Claw by TD at Spice Divas Beauty Bar. Don't forget to book with Mocha Shanae, the Jackie of all trades, instructing students, doing amazing job with getting students passing the actual state board. So you definitely want to book with her, and she does everything in the shop as far as individual lashes and much more. Don't forget to book with celebrity stylist Keyshawn Dixon. Get glammed up by Keyshawn in the salon of Spice Divas Beauty Bar. Don't forget to book with Keyshawn if you're a movie person or a director and you're looking for somebody to help you out as far as movies. Keyshawn is the person. Don't forget to book with Nastasia K in the building at Spice Divas Beauty Bar. Nastasia is doing faces. She's an MUA as well as an amazing stylist that's real big on on hair growth as well. So don't forget to book with her. Don't forget to book with the Magic Beauty Company. My girl Tarian. Make sure you book with Tarian Rankins at Spice Divas Beauty Bar. I'm calling her the specialist with kids, but she does everything in the salon as far as hair is concerned. So you want to definitely book with her. Don't forget to book with my boy Tyson. Tyson, he's our barber in the salon. Tyson Grant. He's doing all type of hair, and he got these machines that he pull out when he do the lining. We always ask like, what is that? What is that you have? It looks like a tattoo gun, but it's actually a machine that he does. So come in and experience that at Spice Divas Beauty Bar. And don't forget to book with your girl, Spice Divas Kree. Book with me. I'm growing hair. So many people are coming to me, and I appreciate all my stylists. If you want to be a VIP client of mine, don't forget to purchase. Make sure you purchase your actual t-shirt, your Spice Divas Book Kree t-shirt, and you're going to get a lot of amazing perks, especially $10 off every service that you do and every service you get when you purchase the t-shirt at Spice for me at Spice Divas Beauty Bar, and it's only $30. A few other things I wanted to mention. I want to mention Louisiana State Beauticians and Barbers, June 7th through 10th, is going to have a convention. It's their 78 convention, and it's here in NOLA. It's usually not in NOLA all the time, but we want to make this grand and big, and their theme this year is striving for excellence. Striving for excellence is their theme this year. If you want to be a vendor, I'm the trade show chairperson, and you can vend with me. The vending spots are going quick, and they're actually convenient, and we always have like 200 plus individuals that are there. So we want you to definitely be a vendor there. And also we call in all the stylists, the barbers, the nail techs, the lash techs, everybody. We calling all y'all to be a part of Louisiana State Beauticians and Barbers Association convention. That's here in New Orleans, June 7th through the 10th. Get your education. Get from behind a chair and get your education. One more other thing I wanted to mention. If you want to be a actual guest on a RedLip Talk podcast, you always can contact us on New Orleans Talk Network. You can always go to the website, put in your information, and go from there. We also want you to like, share, and subscribe to New Orleans Talk Network and RedLip Talk Podcast. Continue to make our page grow. We've been doing this 83 episodes. Come on now. Continue to make our page grow. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, social, Instagram, all the socials around the platforms. Follow us. Now, I want to get into this, right? Current news. I need to get into current news before I go to break. The current news of what y'all feel about the thing with Marvin Sapp. My own kid brought that up. Now, yo, we listen to Marvin Sapp all the time. That's one of Brock's favorite gospel artists, Marvin Sapp. For y'all that don't know what happened, I don't know if production have a clip of that, but I'm going to tell y'all this. What I viewed was him telling the ushers to, I think production good. I think they got a clip up. But before we get into the clip, I want to say, I'm going to set this clip up for y'all. You're going to view right now the famous artist as well as pastor Marvin Sapp, Bishop Marvin Sapp, is going to be telling the ushers to lock the doors because he needs to raise $40,000. He actually said if 1,000 people in the audience give $20, as well as everybody that's on this stage, you on the pulpit or whatever, you pull out $100 because it costs to be on this stage, on this platform, as well as everybody in the online. If 1,000 people give $20, he'll have the $40,000. I need to know y'all comments, what y'all feel about that. Like that just blew my mind. That's all I'm gonna say. It blew my mind. So let's get into this clip. Production, play that clip so they can see.
And they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. I just think $20 is a lot of, and they.
All I gotta say, y'all, these are my words. Never would have paid it. That's all I'm saying. I was going to say that because the reason I was saying never would have paid it, they laughing in here, because it's the way it was done. This is the way, even if he needed that $40,000 to pay bills in the church or anything like that, because I understand I'm an entrepreneur. Church is now ran like a business. But me, I never would have paid it, and you was going to open that door for me to get out. That's just my opinion, because it's the way you do things. We all are in business. But he could have said, church, I need a seed sown by everybody. He did mention that. But to tell the ushers to lock the doors, and to tell the people on the pulpit that you gotta pay to be up here. It costs to be up here. No, what? It costs to be up here. No, I thought it was you have to have an anointing to be in a certain position. But that goes to show the saying that many are called, but few are really chosen. Yeah, many are called, but few are chosen. But again, I never would have paid it. Don't y'all go nowhere. It's your girl, Spice Divas, the marketing diva. And we are live here at RedLip Talk Podcast at New Orleans Talk Network. And I have with me in the building on today, Malcolm Armstrong, who is repairing people's credit. He said he do a counseling, he get it off. It's not just he gonna show you how to keep your credit right. And I love that. Many of y'all, you got tax returns, you got all that. Invest in yourself and get yourself lined up for the rest of your year, 2025, especially how the political climate is going right now. It's your girl, Spice Divas, the marketing diva, and you've tuned into RedLip Talk Podcast. You better come back so you can know what's going on with your credit. Mwah! RedLip Diva, the marketing diva. Spice Divas, the marketing diva. Spice Divas, the marketing diva.
Hello everyone, this day is declared National Still Body Day. People, it is here. It has arrived.
We have 2,500 bottles of this formula that's designed to give you what you need in terms of health, happiness, and healing. People have testimonies already. People have been serviced already. And now we want you to be a part of this blessed experience. Give us a call at 416-5256. Give us a call at 237-4000. And we have a bottle for you. And trust me, this will be the best investment you ever made for your body. You heard it from the truth, the whole truth, Dr. Truth, Dr. Kendra, Baby Truth.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
My name is Tyon Rankins with Magic Beauty Company, and you are tuned in to RedLip Talk Podcast.
RedLip Diva, the marketing diva.
Still dealing with hurricane damage on your roof or damages to your home in general? Call Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 or visit stepconstruction.com. Step Construction is fully licensed and fully insured. We tell the insurance companies what they owe you. For a peace of mind, protect your most valuable asset. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Hello, this is Jacqueline Carroll Jones with the Jeremiah Group. lead organizer for past 27 years. You are here with us with the Red Lip Talk Podcast. Mwah.
Red Lip Diva, the marketing diva. Marketing diva. Red Lip Diva, the marketing diva. Red Lip Spice Divas, the marketing diva. How y'all doing? Welcome back to Red Lip Talk Podcast with your girl Spice Divas, the marketing diva. I welcome you guys back, and I am so excited about who I have on the couch with me on today. I have Mr. Malcolm Armstrong. How you doing?
What's up?
Welcome to the couch, and welcome to Red Lip Talk Podcast.
I'm glad to be on the black couch.
Yeah, on the black couch,
Where we tell the truth.
Where we tell tell the truth about that credit. Tell the truth about that credit.
We're going to talk.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that credit.
Yeah.
How you enjoying yourself so far?
I'm loving it.
You're
I'm loving it. We all in recovery from Mardi Gras. People hit me up about their credit, and nobody was worried about their credit during Mardi Gras. Not during the Demian, not during Bacchus. But Ash Wednesday, everybody want to get serious.
Yes, yeah.
Till
but
Jazz
I
Fest.
like that though that they're trying to get their credit together. Most people try like around the income tax time, right?
Yeah, income tax time, and we have our 279 special. You print it and you mail it yourself. I'm trying to do something that's a little bit on a more affordable end. My prices are a little bit deeper than that, but you know, I want to give everybody the opportunity to have a fair chance because God gave me a fair chance. Yeah. Everything that I'm doing for everyone else with their credit, I had to do for myself.
Yes.
So, yeah, but also I do want to say that there's a lot of people out there that's telling all kind of myths and going on podcasts and telling all kind of stuff. I met the former senior director of FICO. Yeah. She gave me a 48-page presentation. This needs to be in schools. This needs to be in academies. This needs to be in your churches and community centers. A 48-page presentation on how your FICO score is calculated. I mean, that's what most banking institutions use, and that's the truth.
What they go by.
And that's from FICO itself.
That's from FICO.
Not from somebody's podcast. Not from the other couches.
Not from us.
This is from the former senior director of FICO herself, Julia Wooding. Shout out, Julia, if you're watching. But yeah, so we gonna go into that.
We're gonna go into that. Let's go into that. Let me tell the people a little bit about who you are, so that way they'll know who we have on the couch with me on today. And Malcolm Armstrong Jr., owner and lead credit counselor at A1 Armstrong Care LLC. AC Finance Consultant is dedicated to educating his community on the factual. I love it. The factual analytic behind FICO scores. Born in New Orleans and an alumni, right? Your alumnus of St. Augustine High School.
Shout out class 2003.
Purple Nice in the building, and Xavier University. Malcolm built a career in behavioral health before pivoting to credit counseling after a life-changing auto accident in 2018. Utilizing his investigative skills and knowledge of credit laws, he began helping others remove inaccuracies from their credit reports, leading to the founding of AC Finance Consultant in 2020. Trained by former FICA Senior Director Julie Wooding, who you just mentioned, Malcolm has since become a trusted expert, attending industry conferences and working with credit litigation attorneys to advocate for his clients. Beyond credit counseling, he enjoys photography, music, great conversation, and is a proud sickle cell warrior and mental health advocate.
Yeah.
Love it.
Gotta hold
I
it
had
down.
to let them know who you were.
Yeah.
You know, who I have sitting on the couch with me on today. I want to talk about a little bit. Let's talk about first your journey. You said after a your journey. What made you get into I don't know, something just hit me to tell me, because I know they have people out there that's wondering when people have sickle cell. I'm gonna go into that.
Yeah.
When people have sickle cell, people think you're not able to do certain things.
Yeah.
And
so
tell us
just
about
like with any other disease, it affects your body differently. And it all depends on how you take care of yourself, what you put in your body. That's what a lot of disease is about. And of course, I studied Dr. Sabi and all that. The roughest time was like high school and college. That was when it was the roughest, because I just wanted to be normal. I wanted to be everybody else, be like everybody else and participate. But I had to recognize that my body was a little different. So around the time I exited college, that's when I started learning about Dr. Sabi, healing methods. My father's a pharmacist. He put me on to a lot of things. He has a great mitochondria pack. You got to take care of your body. And when you're entering into the workforce, especially with corporate America, they expect you to perform. And us, as people of color, we have to work 10 times harder to just get in the door and be seated at the table. Doing your job is not enough. So having that with sickle cell was a lot. But there's a lot of herbal remedies out there, and there's a lot of medicines out there by people who have sickle cell themselves that help and keep you looking fine like me, you know? Keep you looking all good and, strong and all that.
So wait, I want to ask you this, Malcolm. Were you born with sickle cell?
Yeah, that's in utero. Yeah, that's discovered in utero. Me and my middle brother have it. And it has its rough times. But coming out of college, going into behavioral health, going into counseling, and then going into investigations of behavioral health, like I said, that corporate America journey was terrible, but you can find things. There's remedies out there. There's herbs out there that keep you good. You still have your ups and downs. You know that. That's with anything.
Yeah.
Still have your days where you got to sit your behind down.
Yeah.
But, you get back up and get on back to work.
I have a cousin on my favorite aunt, my dad's sister. She has the trait.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that. I have a little cousin who has it. Her and her brother, her older brother doesn't have it, but she have crisis. He has crises.
Yeah.
And he's 9. He's 9 years old.
Oh, yeah, the pediatric.
Yeah.
That, my heart goes out to the pediatric kids. It's one thing to suffer, but when you're young, when you're a baby, you don't understand. And it's hard on the parents. You have to take off of work, the FMLA.
Yeah.
Some bosses are not understanding, especially people that are not of color, because sickle cell is a disease that affects people of color.
Wow.
But going into to go to your question earlier, going into it, sickle cell played a part because I had an accident leaving my office in Baton Rouge going to Metairie.
Okay.
I was hit by a little F-150, and it caused a lot of pain, and I had to sit out for a little bit. And this was about like maybe on the cusp of 2017 going into 2018. I believe it was like the beginning part of 2018.
Yeah.
And by the time I recuperated, rehabbed, COVID came around, and I had to resign.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be traveling in this. Only God knows what's going on. You know, a lot of people were dying. A lot of people were dying from COVID. Period. So just imagine having a chronic pain disorder, and so that's when I had to turn in my corporate American Express. You have that travel card. We used to have to travel a lot, and move about from here to there, and I didn't have anything on my credit report. So I pulled my credit. My parents paid for a lot of stuff. My cars and all that, and then the truck that I had, the one thing I did have in my name, it got totaled out. So, yeah, I had to figure out, anytime you're making a life change, you have to look at your credit report, and you have to see what latitude and longitude you have. So I pulled that thing, and I was like, yeah, we got to get some accounts, because having no credit or having what's called a thin file, which is 10 accounts or less, can hurt you more than having bad credit. Because having bad credit, at least you have history. Credit history, the length of time you have credit accounts open, that accounts for 15% of your FICO score right there.
So let's talk about the people that are afraid to have any type of credit. That was me at one point. And
There's
I
a
think
lot
that's
of
my
us.
daughter.
There's a
Like,
lot
you
of
know,
us.
some people say, like she said, you need to talk more to. I wish people would talk more to people about credit.
Yeah.
She said, "Cause mom, I really don't know about it."
It needs to be a course.
Yeah. So they should have taught us this in college.
It needs to be a course. I'm telling you, the former senior director of FICO gave me a 45, I said 48 in the beginning, but it's a 45-page PowerPoint on all the analytics on how your FICO score is combined. This needs to be a college course.
Yes, it does.
But the trade-off, or what they don't want to happen, is for everyone to have their FICO score, their credit score in order, because that gets you access to financing.
Yeah.
And when you have access to capital, you can make things move.
You can make it move.
And that's going to shift the tables.
Oh,
that's going to shift
gonna shift the
That's going to
tables.
shift that wealth transfer. And
you know what's amazing? If,
the minority is going to be the majority now.
Yeah.
So they want to keep it suppressed.
Yeah.
And that's where I come in.
That's where you come in. That's where you come in.
That's where I come in.
I'm about to say that. I'm about to
We
ask
like
you,
to
I was
break
about say,
chains over here.
We about to break chains. That's
Yeah.
right. Break every chain. And look, I was saying Malcolm too would be a great thing. I was like, man, maybe you need to start going to these churches and doing this class.
Yeah,
with them
I just
for a
finished a
minimum,
6-week course at Evening Star Baptist in Harvey. I was over at
And see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I was. It's been a few churches. Churches
Yeah.
have been very, very welcoming to me.
Yeah.
But they only have so much of a range,
Mm-hmm.
and we've been open a long time to me. But it's just been 5 years, really 3 years doing outreach, 2
Yeah.
years doing the beginning of the business and getting the groundwork and getting my name out there. But
Yeah.
now we're at a point where we can do classes and do outreach and even work with people who want to learn how to do this and open their own business. I'm not a
Wow.
gatekeeper.
Yeah.
I want you to have the information so I can retire and go somewhere else.
Yeah, you want to.
I want to go lay down.
He said he want to be a gatekeeper. He
So
don't
if-
want to be a gatekeeper.
If you want to learn
He wanna
how
teach
to
you
do this the
how
right
to
way,
do this.
Fair Credit Reporting Act. You gotta know this. You can't be listening to people send me all these reels and all this stuff about people just going off about stuff about
Yeah.
credit, but none of it is factual based. None of it has anything to do with these statutes. You got to know the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and the FDCPA, Fair Debt Collections Practices Act. And that's what gets a lot of stuff off.
That's what
But I'm
gets it
only
off.
one person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout
Yeah.
out to my younger brother Brandon. I love you. He helps me out so
yeah,
much.
he helped you out.
Yeah,
All right, Brandon.
it's
Shout
my
out
boy.
to you, Brandon. Shout
I
out to you,
trust him.
Brandon. Yeah. Let's talk about trust.
Oh God.
So let's talk about trust
Yeah.
here. How do you get people to trust you with their information? Because people think, oh, you got my
Yeah.
information. Da, da, da. I know you come from a very credible family.
Yeah.
Shout out to your family who's been helping the community for years.
Yeah,
The,
they've been doing
the
their thing.
Malcolm Sr.
The
you know,
pharmacist people,
pharmacist.
the drug pushers.
That's right, the pharmacist, Malcolm Sr. So you come from a credible family, and
Yeah.
like you said, your accolades speak for itself.
Yeah.
The things that you've done.
So coming out of investigations, like I said, I was in behavioral health first. I did a lot of community work with at-risk youth, and they give me a lot of young men that are like me, that are
Yeah.
at risk, African American. Yeah, it gets a little too dangerous. So I got my credit together in order to get a job that is well-paying, and most hospitals, investigations, and more like corporate-ended jobs, they pull your credit so they can give you a travel card so you can book your travel to go to these conferences and go to travel and all that. So you need at least a 721. So
To get a good job.
yeah, I had a kid got shot right here, a little deeper in Marrero, right in front of my car. The company did nothing. They were just as shocked as I am, and they did nothing, and I had to navigate it on myself. So I realized I don't have any protection out here doing this community-based mental health work. So I transitioned into investigations, and I audited the behavioral health provider. So if you were a counselor and you say you saw a client for an hour, I would go back and double-check that. And if you didn't, I recoup that money on behalf of the insurance company. So then an accident happened, and then I had to look at my credit. Then I got here. So that investigations, we sat in with a lot of banking fraud in our conferences. We sat in a lot of banking fraud sessions, and a lot of people who dealt with finances.
So it
I
was all like
started
you were all like the Medicaid people, like
Medicaid,
like
Medicare. They weren't doing Medicare at the time. We were learning Medicare when I exited out. But
Okay.
private pay, Medicaid, Medicare. It was Centene Corporation. They owned about 26 Medicaid organizations.
You know the reason I know that
Yeah.
because I was in mental health. You know,
I didn't know that.
I used to supervise 16 homes for
I
people.
don't think
that
you
have-
knew I was in mental health.
I sure did.
Yeah, I don't think.
used
Yeah,
to,
I don't talk about it.
You know, supervise 16 homes for people that had developmental disabilities.
Permanent
And I
supportive
started-
housing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I started that
Yeah.
from the age 19. I worked in one.
Yeah.
It was promoted up.
Yeah, so you
And
know HUD and
I know all that stuff. I know Access,
Yeah.
Access 1, 2, 3. I know
Yeah,
all that stuff. That's why
yeah.
when you said that and you
Yeah.
said recoup and investigate,
Yeah.
and especially with the mental health
Yeah.
part, because a lot of people were at that time when it got hot, they were doing fraud as far as I was saying they
Yeah.
seen people and
have you sign a sheet and then you
yeah,
don't.
so you was the
Yeah.
person that go out to the people and say, do
Yep.
they come?
Compliance, yeah, all that. We make sure we did on-site investigations. We didn't play. They were aggressive about that.
Okay.
That after Katrina period, when that boom in social services came, when that need was high, yeah.
They were aggressive about it.
Yeah, they were
Okay.
aggressive about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's your accolades and stuff to make people
But wait, to
trust.
go back to that trust.
Yeah, that's what I'm going back to that trust.
That's where it comes in, knowing all these laws and all this. And then I don't do monthly pay. I don't like that. I don't even say the name credit repair. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Credit counseling. Once
Yeah.
you get your credit repaired, you have to know how to maintain it. So credit repair is okay, but you need somebody to guide your hands. So that's why I offer 6 and 12-month packages. You're with me for a bulk of time. So you can call me, you can text me. I show up with a lot of my clients to dealerships.
I
bring
did
'em-
see that.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
see that on your page.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Dealerships, personal loans, credit cards. I guide you through it. I walk you through it because you need somebody to hold your
So
hand.
you're
because
there
There's so many
when-
predatory people.
Yeah, so you're there when they're like, okay, this is the percentage. No.
If you want me
This
to
is the
be,
per-
yeah, we
this
will
is the percentage
negotiate.
we're gonna do.
My favorite thing is credit unions. I love credit unions.
Yeah.
Shout out Louisiana Central. Shout out Keesler Federal Credit Union, Navy Federal. I love credit unions, and they have pre-approval tools. So once you go through my class and you're ready, you're in the 7s, you're where you want to be. Get on there, get the pre-approval tool. It does not drop your score. It does not affect your FICO score. It doesn't. You don't lose any points, and it lets you know where you stand.
Oh man,
and
I'm
then
excited.
you apply, and then it'll do the increase.
I'm excited because y'all, the type of political climate that we're in right now
Yeah.
is important for us to get our credit right. Just in case you get a call tomorrow and you laid off your federal job or your good job, if your credit is right. Not to say
See.
you have to live on your credit, but if your credit right, you will be okay as far as going somewhere and getting some type of loan or something to help
Hold you
through,
over.
to
Hold you
hold you over.
I tell a lot of my clients and potential clients, your credit is equivalent. It secures you a nice quality of life. It keeps you in the same quality of life. So regardless of your job situation, your employment situation, if you got some source of funding you could tap into, if you can apply for credit or if you leave a job and you invest it in your 401k, you could dilute that. You need to have some sort of buffer.
Yeah.
You need to have that buffer. It helps you sleep better at night. Money problems will send you to the hospital. Money problems are serious.
Yeah, they really give you high blood pressure and everything else and all that. And I really don't think we are meant to just keep hustling.
Nah, we gotta relax. We have to follow the financial ways of our Caucasian counterparts. That's why they suppress this. This is information. The information I got from FICO. This is what's taught to our counterparts from yay high. Yeah. They incorporated in children's books. They incorporated in middle school, high school. A lot of teenagers start their first business. We don't get to that until we're about in our 30s and 40s. And by high school, our Caucasian counterparts got that down pat already. So by the time they're into their 30s and 40s, they're getting luxury money, as I call it. Rental properties, residual income. they don't even have to work. They can go spend their summers in Ibiza. They can go spend their summers here. They can go there. So I'm passionate about this because I want this for my community.
Culture,
I want this for people that look like me.
Yeah.
We are more capable.
Yeah.
And we're stronger in numbers. So if we just get our affairs in order, we can have access to anything that we want.
So tell us about we're gonna go to break for a second, but before we go to break,
I know that was a lot.
and I want them to come back. No, we good. Before we go to break and we come back, I want you to tell them exactly how could they get in contact with you?
Absolutely. You can always call me 504-715-9348. Now I'm gonna tell you this: don't tell me your life story.
Okay.
I don't need your life story. I just
need
need
your
to know.
information.
I really just need your credit report. I could look at your credit report in less than 2 seconds
And tell your life
you
story.
everything. That's how long.
Ooh, you good.
Yeah. My earliest email of helping somebody was 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the sickle cell thing, we had medical collections, and I just researched, and I knew that there were laws. So don't tell me your life story. Just tell me what I need to know. Let's pull your credit report, do an analysis. You're going to get a whole paper form analysis, send that out to you. You're with me for 6 or 12 months, depending on what package you pull. And also, I'm big on Instagram. Not so much of a Facebook guy.
Okay.
But Instagram, AC_credit consulting. And
AC_credit consultant.
AC_credit consulting. That's Instagram, TikTok, AC_credit consulting with an ING. Facebook, AC Credit Consulting, or Malcolm Armstrong.
Malcolm Armstrong. Okay.
That 504-715-9348. Text me Spring Special if you're interested. Spring Special, 504-715-9348.
Maybe when we come back, we'll have production to put it up for us if they can. But I want to say, don't go anywhere because he has some amazing deals that he wants to do for the spring.
Yeah, and we got some things you should look out for.
Yeah,
too.
the spots are leaving.
Yeah, we got limited spots. We going on vacation, baby.
Yeah, we got a limited spot. Oh, we got a limited spot there. Well, you know, because they're booking up spots. People are getting their credit right. So we don't want y'all to go nowhere. We want you to definitely come back. It's your girl, Spice Divas, the marketing diva, and I have in a building with me on today, Malcolm Armstrong of AC
Credit Consulting, A1 Armstrong Care, LLC. We are DBA.
That's right.
So
Let's go.
We like them both.
Let's go. I want him to say everything himself, y'all. Don't y'all go nowhere. It's your girl, Spice Diva, the marketing diva, and you're tuned into RedLip Talk Podcast. Come back with us. Mwah, in the Mendu.
Strong on.
The marketing diva. Spice Divas, the marketing diva. Spice Divas, the marketing diva. Spice Divas, the marketing diva.
Bethesda House of Prayer. Bethesda is a church for non-traditional worshipers, a church designed for those who love God's Word. Would you like to attend a church where believers and non-believers can choose to worship together? A church where cultural differences does not get in the way of God's message. We invite you to be our special guest. Our services begin 9 a.m. on Sunday, located at 7601 West Bank Expressway, Suite B, Marrero, Louisiana. For more information, contact us at 504-348-0132.
It's your girl Mai from Go Fitness. Don't forget to tune in to RedLip Talk Podcast. Mwah!
RedLip Diva, the marketing diva.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Marrero, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
Hi, my name is Tamika Fall, the Master Stylist of First Lady Salon and Spa. I am always tuned into Red Lip Talk Podcast.
It's your girl, Spice Divas, the marketing diva, the host of RedLip Talk Podcast.
Check me out every Monday at 1 p.m. on New Orleans Talk Network. Where do I begin? We have so many amazing guests, from politicians, gospel artists, barbers, beauticians, entrepreneurs, and so much more. If you want to be a guest on our podcast, definitely tune in so you can see what we're doing every Monday at 1 p.m. on New Orleans Talk Network. Mwah!
The Marketing Diva. Divas, the Marketing Diva. Spice Diva, the Marketing Diva. Spice Divas, the Marketing Diva. Y'all, welcome back to RedLip Talk Podcast, and we're on the couch today. If you need your credit right, if you need credit counseling, I have in the building with me on today Malcolm Armstrong, and he's doing some amazing things in the community, helping our community get their credit right. Before we left, we talked about why it's important for your credit to be at a certain level, and why it's important for us to get our credit together and our credit right. I can't say that enough. Even myself, some things I want to clear off to get it together, to be transparent. But let's talk about how your credit score is calculated, Malcolm.
Yeah. So there's what I call a little algorithm. There's a pie chart. And we're speaking of FICO. You have your FICO score calculation and you have your Vantage score calculation. The little apps that you get that give you like one of your credit scores or anything like that with the banks, that's your Vantage, which is cool. It keeps you in the same range, but they score late payments and things a little bit differently. So that's cool to give you a visual, a ballpark. But if you're trying to get finance, trying to get a house, car, personal loan, credit card, most respected institutions pull your FICO score. So that's what I specialize in. And there's a pie chart. I don't know if we could pull that up, but there's a whole pie chart, as you can see. This is the total calculation of your FICO score. Now, if you guys can see that dark blue portion, that's worth 35%.
Payment history.
Payment history. One late payment knock you out the game. I had an episode one time and I missed a payment, and it was on a credit card that I had been open for years, and I had one late payment on that joint, dropped me 60 points. And I know it's hard for people to make payments on time. A lot of people don't have the capital, the income, and they rob Peter to pay Paul. So I want people to know how that could really, really hurt your score. Just one late payment could drop you like 60 points from my experience. And that's the largest chunk of your FICO score is payment history.
Okay, the outstanding debt.
Outstanding debt, them balances, them credit card balances, them open loans. What kills a lot of people is their mortgage, but that is a mortgage account, so that doesn't weigh so heavy. You gotta have you're gonna have a mortgage, right? You're gonna have $160,000 balance. But we could chop that down. Just pay that on time. Pay that house note on time. That's gonna be your largest balance, right?
Okay.
Then you have your credit card balances. Chop them things down. I tell people, don't borrow, don't spend anything that you can't pay back within 30 days. Because you buy them red bottoms, you buy them Christian Louboutins for $600. Now your Discover balance $2,000.
30 days back.
And it's due on the 2nd, and you don't get paid until the 15th. That's simple math. Now that $2,000 balance, they hit your credit report, and that didn't lower your score. That's 30% of your FICO score. So chop down at those balances and don't buy things, don't charge things that you can't pay back in 30 days.
Wow.
You want to keep that balance close to zero as possible because it hurts you.
Wow.
Carrying a large balance hurts you.
And what about the credit history lent?
Credit history lent, that's 15% of your FICO score. Do not close accounts. Die before you close the accounts. Let them go on as long as possible. If you have a credit card that's been open since 2000, let that sucker run. Let the company close down. Do not close cards. Do not close accounts. FICO does not like
Y'all
that.
getting the juice here.
FICO
Y'all
don't
getting
like
some
that.
good information, some good
The
tea.
longer you keep those
Y'all getting the
accounts
tea.
open, that's 15% of your FICO score that's in the positive. So keep those accounts open. Keep paying on them. Keep checking on them. But also with those credit cards, make sure that they don't have any non-usage fees. And if they do, make sure you pay those suckers. So you can have account that's open and you're not using it, and there may be a non-usage fee, or they'll close the account on you.
And then you have pursuit of new credit.
Yep.
And then lastly, the credit mix.
When you get to a certain mark, when I told people when you cross over into the land of positive credit, you want to be applying for something every 2 years, just to show them you're alive. They like that. The name of the game is debt, but it's healthy debt management, because you have to have debt to have a credit score. You have to have something to pay on, which is debt.
Say that again. Healthy
Debt management.
Okay.
We're going to have debt. We got to make peace with that.
Okay.
We're going to have it. But, with your mortgage, you can use that to get equity elsewhere. With credit cards, you can use that to start your business, or if you get laid off or something like that. But make those payments on time. It's all debt, but just make those payments on time. And when you get to about the 670s and higher, make sure you're applying for something every 2 to 3 years.
You know what I like about it when I'm talking to you and you're doing an amazing job? Credit scares people.
Yeah.
And what I like about how you're doing right now, Malcolm, is that you're breaking it down for the lay person or the person so they can understand exactly what it is that they need to do as far as it comes to their credit. So it's just not the repair, it's the counseling, because now, even me listening to you right now I know, okay, 35% is paid, 39, okay,
Yeah, that
outstanding
whole pie
debt
chart.
is 30%. That's awesome that you even did this, because people need to know that.
Yeah.
Now tell us about what they don't check that you was telling me earlier, and then we're going to pull it up so you can see. This is
what
good,
you said
this is good stuff.
initially, I made it a commitment, and this is where my psychology background comes in, to reduce the angst around credit.
Yeah.
Let's don't.
Oh my God, it gives me.
These type of things will keep you up at night, yeah. But if you stay on top of it, a lot of people treat it like medical results. They don't want to see it. They don't want to know until it's too late. But you got to stay on top of it. But it's my job to reduce the angst and make sure the common everyday person understands how to manage their credit. The devil's in the dates, So I want to make sure people understand it and people are comfortable with it, so there's not so much taboo and avoidance around it. But you mentioned something
And avoidance.
else.
You said you have something you want to show us.
Yeah, man. So these are some of the common things that I look for, and again, going with reducing that angst. We know sometimes we make mistakes, miss a payment. We know sometimes we might let an account go in charge-off status. But every account that reports to your credit report, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, this manual right here, has to be accurate, consistent, and verifiable. So if you have a Discover card that's reporting to your credit report, and it reports to all 3 bureaus, because it doesn't have to report to all 3. It can report to 1 out of the 3, 2 out of the 3, or all 3. Okay. Whatever bureaus it reports to, it has to be consistent. You can't have a Discover card and TransUnion is saying there's a $200 balance. Equifax is saying there's a $500 balance. And then Experian is saying, the balance is $250 or $0. Somebody's not keeping up. So that's where I come in with my little red marks and make sure, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's an example up there. Everything that hits your credit report has a set of data that has to be consistent across all 3 bureaus, because it's coming from one account, right? It's coming from one place. That's like saying Malcolm's here, but he's also in Metairie and in Mandeville. No, I'm only one person. I can only report to one place at one time. So a lot of times they have your what they call Metro 2 data. That's everything ranging from the account name, the account number, the date the account was open, if the account was closed, the date it was closed, your 2-year payment history. All that has to be accurate, consistent, and verifiable. So I come with my red pen and I circle that. I type up those letters and I send off those screenshots to the bureaus. And that's how I get the success I get, because the average person doesn't have time to comb through that.
Yeah.
So that's why I only take certain amount of people, because I can only give my attention
To a
so
certain
much.
amount of- yeah.
Because we're doing so much.
Yeah, you're going in.
We got all these. These are some sample credit reports that I have with me with just common errors. Everything you see in red is wrong.
Yeah.
So we do have mistakes that we've made ourselves. We know we missed some payments. We know we might have let an account go into charge-off status. We know we might have some collections. But all that has a set of data called Metro 2 data that has to be correct.
So some things, like when they do the errors and stuff, you can actually, they need to take that out because it's wrong.
Yeah. So if the account is in good status and it's been opened up for a long time and there's maybe like 1 or 2 late payments, I request that they just update the information. But if it's an account that's going to keep you from being a good lender, yeah, we're going to request to get that thing removed. And sometimes it's a paperwork shuffle. Sometimes they're going to say, no, we're just going to update it. And I'll come back like, no, you see, this is about maybe 12 errors on here. Delete this. So they give in. And we put up a fight, and we get good results.
that's great
And
what
again,
you're
you're
doing.
with me for 6 and 12 months.
Yeah.
So your first time, if you're paying somebody monthly and you start with them in January, you don't get results back until February. You've been paid them for 2 months when you just pay me one price, and I'm with you for 6 months, and I show up with you to get financed. If you need me to come with you to the bank to get an auto loan, whatever, Captain Charles, one of my clients, he's amazing. Anywhere he needs to get financed, he tags me along, he calls me up. Couple other people, and of course there's some people that want to remain private.
I met you through a viable person as well.
Yeah.
That's what made me like, yeah.
And this is something that affects everybody, no matter how much income or how little income, how famous you are, how rich you are. Everyone needs to pull their credit every 30 days.
Yeah.
Because there's errors just like that's on there that's eating you up and dropping your score. You beating yourself up thinking that you have terrible, poor credit when, in fact, you have poor information. They're not keeping up with your information.
Poor information. You don't have poor credit, you have poor information.
Bureaus
Even
are
though you've done
LLCs.
stuff.
People don't know. These are not government entities. This is not the IRS. This is not the Department of Health. This is not Doji. This is not anything like that. This is an LLC. This is someone that's probably sitting at their desk or working for Experian, Equifax, or whatever, and just being like, So you got to stay on them. And it's hard to do when you're working, you're taking care of kids and your family. So that's where I come in.
And that's where you come in.
I have the eyes for that. And investigations, they taught us all these banking laws and all this stuff that I never thought I was going to use. And here we are today. But don't beat yourself up about your credit because there's natural errors on there.
Yeah, man.
There's natural errors on there that's not your fault. So
All right.
take care of that.
I absolutely love it. Again, can you tell them, let's talk about the special that you have.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's talk about that special.
So it's $279. My specials are usually $350 and up. And that's for 6 months. If you want to do 12 months, if you want to keep me on for a year, that's $679 flat. And again, I'm with you for the dealerships, anything complex you have. And we also do credit litigation as well. If we have to sue the bureaus, we will. We have contracted attorneys with us. So after 3 rounds, if they fail to remove these, we suing, baby. And you're going to get a check.
So they see that's another level right there.
It's
I love
$1,000 per violation. And how many violations you see on here?
Oh man, that's
per bureau.
3, 4. That's 4. That's 5.
Yeah, 5
That's
per bureau.
5.
So if we sue each and every one of those bureaus, that's $5,000. Of course, there's attorney fees and all that, but you're gonna walk away with a nice chunk.
Yeah.
Credit litigation attorneys don't.
Yeah.
They're not gonna screw you over.
Yeah.
But yeah, we sue. We send you on a referral to go through litigation.
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
Yeah, man. The FCRA is your guide. You as a consumer, you have rights. You can't just let them issue you a credit report and you go by that. You have to look at your data, and they are banking on you being ignorant to that.
Wow.
They're banking on you not going through all those 21 Metro 2 items and going line by line and making sure they're banking that you don't do that.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I absolutely love it. Thank you so much. And
Oh, man,
and
thank
you know
you.
the special that you're having, the spring special,
Yeah.
279. How long is that running?
$279. So we just got a few spots. We opened up 15 spots for that because that's the lowest I've been recently. But you print and you mail that yourself. So you go through, you have your own client portal, you have your own link, you make payment, and everything's secure, everything is transparent. I'm big on transparency. If you want to take the letters that I make and start your own company, you can. Have fun, have at it. I just want you to pay me, and I make sure that you're happy. I want to work on this until you're happy.
Yeah.
And if we come across more complex issues, if there's like I have one client that's going through a security clearance with the military, that's extra. We'll figure that out.
Figure that out, yeah.
But I want to make sure that you're satisfied and that you see everything that I'm doing. So you're going to get your own client portal. It's $279. I email you the documents. You mail it off to TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, and you give me back the results that they send you so I can interpret it, and we do 6 rounds of that, which is equivalent to 6 months.
Okay.
So
okay.
6 rounds. So if it takes more than 6 months, just know we can do 6 back and forths. But most people finish usually around 3, and then they're ready to get financed for something. So I walk you through that.
Yeah, I
point you in the
absolutely
right
love it.
direction.
Absolutely. I know one thing. I'll be referring you to a lot of people, and we're doing something at the salon
yeah.
about health. Period. So to have healthy credit is
That
good
financial
too.
fit, that's a part of your physical health
Financial
because
fitness.
yeah, finances send you to the hospital, bro.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was.
you
So-
just saw about Marvin Sapp.
Yeah.
Yeah, $40,000. He can go to his credit union and get that.
Yeah, but the reason
I
he
done
had
sent
to
people
say
they get qualified for 85 and up just
just
with
their
no
credit score.
just off their social, no proof of income or anything like that, man.
Wow.
He
Especially when your credit right.
40,000 ain't nothing. You
Yeah.
go to your credit union, make sure your data's right on your credit report. They run you. You could
So
get it.
obviously something is not going right there in that era.
Yeah, well, that's just greed. He probably sitting on 40 million uncovered, undocumented, and he just want 40,000 for that day. That dude, he let that tiny desk get to his head.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too much.
But yeah, 40,000
But I
is
never
nothing,
would've
man. He
paid
could.
it.
Hell yeah.
I keep saying
yeah.
that. I
Stay-
never would have paid it.
Stay away from money hungry people.
Yeah.
Even the credit repair people got their Gucci, Louis Vuitton shirts on and all that. Yeah, stay away from that flashiness. That's an internal issue.
Yeah.
I'm here. I got this shirt. I think it was $9.99. Like I
But
don't
you
care
look
about.
good in it though, bro.
Yeah,
You
because
look
we
good.
gotta work. We
You look good in it,
we
bro.
spend
You look
our
good.
time working, not
Yeah,
shopping.
Not shopping.
Yeah, there's no equity in
I'm
any
going
of
to
that.
work.
Yeah.
I'm going to work.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us one other thing, how they can get in contact you again before we go to our takeaways.
504-715-9348. 504-715-9348. 504-715-9348.
I love it.
If you
9348.
have credit questions, I'm here for you.
It's up.
Any kind of concerns you have, I'm here for you. Just keep in mind, don't tell me your life story. I don't need to know your ex-husband, all that.
Yeah.
Just let me know the issue.
Yeah.
We could pull your credit report. We could look at it.
Yeah.
And I have it to where you can get your credit reports, all 3 scores and all 3 bureaus for $1.
Okay.
All 3 scores and all 3 bureaus for $1. Do not rely on no Credit Karma. I
Okay.
know it's free. I know it's cool. I know it's cute.
Yeah.
But that's not your actual factual scores.
okay.
The alerts are real.
Yeah.
They let you know in real time. If I go somewhere and apply for a card, or if I go to my credit union and apply for a loan, Credit Karma is gonna ding me within that second. Those alerts are real, but the scores not so much. You only get your Equifax and your TransUnion. I think it's Equifax and your Experian. You only get 2 out of the 3 bureaus, and those scores are not accurate.
Okay.
They're just projections.
Okay.
That's not real. So you gotta go to sources that where you can
real.
order your credit report.
Okay.
Smart Credit, Identity IQ, My Free Score now. That's some of the people I partner with. And I'm also partners with these people too. So if you have any issues, you can get an actual person on the line. So
Okay. Yeah,
I don't play about security. I don't play about transparency. I believe, I come from a hardworking family. I believe that when you offer your money and pay for something, you need to get something in return.
I love it. I love
You need to at least see something. And with me, you're going to see some change. We're going to clean it up in at least 30 days. Trust me. At least 30 days. The way I mark this stuff up, I'll be up to about 4 in the morning. But the way I mark, me and Brandon mark this stuff up,
I love
you
it.
can't dispute the real. You can't
Yeah, I
dispute the
love
real.
it.
And a lot of the average person doesn't have time to comb through that. So
I love it, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a part of coming to Red Lip Talk Podcast and educating the people on
I love it.
finance, fitness finance. I really appreciate that. And I wanna go into our takeaways right now.
Man.
And we can go into the takeaways right now. Okay, takeaways are brought to you by Red Lip Talk. Takeaways are brought to you today by Spice Diva's Beauty Bar. And I always say I envision that the takeaways are going to be brought to you by other companies. I see that coming. So it's brought to you today by Spice Diva's Beauty Bar. So our takeaway moments is when we tell the listeners, the viewers, what you want them to take away from this actual podcast on today.
Keep up with your data. Keep up with your data. Coming from investigations and seeing the things that I've seen, every part of your life has a set of data. Your medical information, your financial information, your automobile history, your taxes, every part of your life has a set of data. You need to make sure that's correct. I remember one time I went to the hospital, they tried to diagnose me with diabetes. I have no, you know.
What you talking about?
Yeah.
I know,
And
that's
then
what I mean.
your auto scoring, there's a credit scoring for your auto lending, and your auto insurance, your driver's records from the DMV, you need to make sure that's correct. Your LexisNexis, which is what people pull to get you an apartment, that's a set of data. You need to make sure that's correct. Any lawsuits that you have, any court issues that you have, all that's in your LexisNexis, Sage Stream. There's at least 106 sources of data, data houses, in addition to the credit bureaus. So keep up with your data. You can't just let someone slap something on you and you don't know about it, and it hurts you. So keep up with your data. Check that credit report every 30 days. I don't care if you don't have any credit history. I don't care if you think your credit's great. Check that stuff. They're not legit. I'm telling you, they're crooks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So keep up with your data. That's my takeaway.
That's an awesome takeaway. My takeaway today would be, I don't know why you was talking. I just kept getting in my spirit. I kept hearing.
Yeah.
It's almost like the reason you should get your credit right is it's almost like when you're trying to get right with God. Okay. When you trying to get right with God and you're trying to get your credit right, nobody knows your credit unless they pull it.
Yeah.
So the lay person or somebody that you know would know what your credit is.
Yeah.
Would know how your bank account looks.
Yeah.
Would know that your stuff is not in order.
The things people don't see.
The things people. Ooh, there you go.
Things people don't see.
The things people don't see.
But it's also, in the Bible, it talks about how, you shouldn't owe anybody.
Yeah.
You shouldn't owe anybody. You shouldn't owe
no man nothing.
Clean, resolve your debts.
Lord.
And a lot of
no
us
man
run
nothing.
from it, and then the CPNs and all that. At some point, you're going to have to sit down and work through it. And it happens to all of us, professionals, non-professionals, college grads, graduate students.
Get it right.
Students,
Don't keep letting it
start
linger.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Because it takes a while. It's going to be a paperwork shuffle because they're going to try and shoo you away. They want you to go away. So get started with the push and pull right now. That's why I offer, again, those 6 and 12-month terms. Get started with that push and pull because, you don't want to start off with negative equity. I've seen people, even my father, myself, set me up with add me as an authorized user, and I was able to go out and get what I wanted. They paid for a lot of stuff, but, I had the opportunity to get out there and get whatever I wanted based off of previous decisions that was made. So you start off right, you get yourself that clean slate, you do that favor for yourself. You can have properties, you can have the luxury items, you can have the world in your hands, but you got to start somewhere. And again, there's just a lot of natural errors on there. That's not your fault. You get half of that cleaned up, that's at least 100 points. Just with that.
Man, I'm doing my stuff. That's all I'm saying. That's our takeaway for you. You got a lot of information on today, and we need you to contact Malcolm if you need to get your credit counseled, not credit repair, but counseling
with you for
on
a
your
term.
credit. with him. Yeah, again,
Yeah.
he stays with you for eternity. You can contact him at 504-715-9348. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to New Orleans Talk Network as well as Red Lip Talk Podcast. If you love what we're doing, support us. Send donations, become a sponsor, all those things. It's your girl Spice Divas, the marketing diva, and you just tuned into the episode 83 of Red Lip Talk
83.
Podcast.
Almost to 100 episodes.
Yes. Almost 100. Almost 100.
You gotta get a cake like Oprah.
Yeah, we're going to have to do something with 100. Yes. And we're out. I think production. We still on? Diva. We out. Spice Diva. The marketing diva. Spice Divas. The marketing diva. Spice Divas. The marketing diva.
This is Celebrator. Tune in to Red Lip Talk Podcast. Mwah.
Red Lip Diva. The marketing diva.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step